Great is your mercy towards me, your loving kindness towards me, your tender mercies I see day after day, forever faithful towards me, always providing for me. Great is your mercy towards me, great is your grace. Hello, you're welcome to this channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about Sus4 and Sus2 chord. This video is a request by someone, and the video is ready today. So I'll start by talking about Sus4 chord, and then later on I talk about Sus2 chord. Now Sus4 simply means suspended 4, all right? And then Sus2 also means suspended 2. So let's talk about Sus4 chord now. Now the easiest way to build your Sus4 chord is simple. Just take a chord and raise the middle note by a half step, and you have your suspended 4. So for instance, let's say we're in the key of C, and then we are playing the C chord. Now, if you want to play C Sus4, what you need to do, the middle finger here, the middle note rather, the middle note, just raise it a half step. That means move to the next note. So this is your C Sus4. C Sus4, right? So that's that about Sus4 chord. And then, Sus4 chord is not a regular chord. So most times it seeks to resolve on a major chord or a minor chord, right? So Sus4 chord is more of a tension chord. It seeks to resolve on a particular chord. So, and you can also do that. You can also build your Sus4 chord from a minor chord or resolve it on a minor chord. So if you want to resolve it in a minor chord, the way to do it is that, so let's say we are on our C minor now. To play the C Sus4 from C minor, you raise the middle note by a whole step, 1, 2, and you resolve it on that if you want to resolve it. So, but in this video, I'm going to be concentrating on the major chord, deriving the Sus4 from the major chord and resolving it on the major chord. So this is C. I play my Sus4 and then I resolve it. You mustn't resolve it, but me, I like most of the times when I play the Sus4 chord, I resolve it on the major chord or a minor chord. Okay, that's that. So the next thing is that how do you play your Sus4 chords? Now, as you advance in music, you'll find a lot of ways you can play your Sus4 chords, right? But for this video, I'm going to be showing you a few ways on how you can apply your Sus4 chords in your songs. Now, the first way I'm going to talk about is using it as a cadence. In other words, using it to end a phrase or to end a song. All right? So, under cadence, I will explain some points there. So, the first one is that the first way of using your Sus4 chord is to play it when you are playing your 5-1 progression. Yes, when you are playing your 5-1 progression. So, for instance, if my progression in the key of C is 5 and 1. See? 5 and 1. So on that 5 chord, I can try to make it a Sus4 chord. I make it the 5 chord, I make it a Sus4 chord, resolve before going to the 1. So instead of just playing the 5 and 1, I can just play the 5 Sus4, resolve, then go to 1. You see? 5 Sus4, resolve, and go to 1. That's that about the first point. Don't worry, later in this video, I'm going to play some songs and I'll show you how I'm going to be applying some of these points that I'm noting out. Okay, so the next point is going to be that you use your Sus4 chord on the on the 1 chord when you want to end a song. For instance, let's say, okay, let's use the same progression like the 5 chord and back to the 1 chord and 5 chord and 1 chord. So if I should use my Sus4 chord to end this song or this progression, it's going to be like this: the 5 chord and, you see, the 5 chord and, so instead of just going to the 5 and the 1, I'm playing the 5 and then adding a little color there with my sus4 chord before you resolve. You hear that even in hymn. Sometimes when the hymn is ending, you hear something like Amen, Amen. So that's the second point. Now the third point is you use your sus4 chord when you are going to the 6th chord. When you are going to the 6th chord, you can use your sus4 chord. So in the key of C also, the 6th chord is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A minor. So let's say a progression like this: 4, 5, 6, 4, and 5, and 6. So using the sus4 chord on the 6th chord is going to be like this: 4, 5, then 6, 4 again, 4, 5, then 6. Now, the 6th chord originally, or in its diatonic form, is a minor, but I'm just resolving it on a major. So I'm making that 6th chord the major chord when I resolve it. So the 6th chord, that's the A sus4, and then A sus4, and then resolve. You see, A sus4, resolve. So I'm resolving it on that, making that 6th chord the major chord. You can also resolve it on the minor chord, but I seem to like that, that unique sound of that major chord on the 6th chord when I'm playing the sus4 chord, when I want to resolve the sus4 chord on the 6th chord. So those are the 3 ways you can use it. Now let me show you how to use that, these points I mentioned in some songs. Okay, so I'll do that in the key of F sharp, F. So let's sing this song. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O God. Great is thy faithfulness. So you see that song? Now, I've used all the points I mentioned in this song. So let me show you the points where I use them. So, the steadfast love of the Lord never, on the 5th chord, ceases. You can see? So there's a kind of 5-1 here. So on that 5th chord, you can play your sus4 resolve. And you can see I'm adding my 7th here. You don't need to add your 7th. You can just play like this, sus4 resolve. But if you are used to triad and you are getting a little bit advanced, you could start adding your other extended notes. So I'm adding my 7th here. So this will be C7 sus4. Then resolve on the C7. Da 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 da. See, so anyway, I'm going to the 5. I just play my sus4 and resolve. The 5th chord in the key of F is C. So that means you're playing C sus4. Then they are new. So one chord, like a person going to the 4. New every morning. 5th chord again. Anyway, I play my 5th chord, I play my sus4. That are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, oh God. Okay, now you see, on the 6th chord now, I'm playing the sus4. Now, this is the 3rd point I talked about. Playing the sus4 chord when you go to the 6th chord. And I told you on the 6th chord, playing the sus4 chord, I like to resolve on the major chord. So I make that 6 major instead of a minor, which is originally supposed to be a minor. But I play the sus4 and resolve on the major. I just like that dissonance there. So great is thy faithful 1, 7, Sus4 resolve. Great is thy 5 chords, Sus4 resolve. Then the 1 chord. Now this is the second point I talked about. So if you are ending a song, instead of just ending on the F chord, you play the Sus4 and resolve. And you can see the Sus4, I'm using the right hand, I'm using the first inversion. This is the root position, first inversion. And it's also good you know that the first inversion of a Sus4 chord is also a Sus2 chord. So the first inversion of F Sus4 is B Sus2. I have not talked about the Sus2, but when I talk about it, you discover that you understand what I'm saying better. So let me show you one more song. Great is your mercy towards me, your loving kindness towards me, your tender mercies I see, day after day, forever faithful towards me, always providing for me. Great is your mercy towards me, great is your grace. Okay, let me show you how I was using those points I gave you in this particular song. Okay, so I start with great is your mercy towards me. So on the 5 chord now. So great is your mercy. 2, right? Then on the 5 chord, I'm using the Sus4. You know the 5 chord is the C in the key of F. Sus4, then resolve, da, 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 da. Then 4, da, 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 3, 2 chord, da, 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 5 resolve, Sus4, then resolve, day after day. Now this is the 3rd point. So I'm on the 6 now. So I'm playing the Sus4 of the 6. So that will give you this D Sus4. Then da 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 da. Does me. Oh, you see on the 5 chord I'm playing the Sus4 chord. Da 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 da. Great is your mercy towards me, Sus4. Then great is your grace. If you want to end this song, you can try to end it on the 1 chord. Then you can see. So on the 1 chord, instead of just playing great is your grace, I went to the Sus4 chord. Then resolve. So those are simple ways you can use the Sus4 chord. All right, so let's talk about the Sus2 chord right now. Now the Sus2 chord, another is the easiest way to build it is to take a major chord and then lower the middle note by a whole step, 1, 2. Now the note you're going to play now is the 2nd degree of that C major scale, because we're in the key of C right now. So you have this is your Sus2. Simple. So how do you use your Sus2 chord? Most times you use your Sus2 chord when you are resting on a particular chord, or maybe you are waiting for the singer to sing, or maybe the singer is singing and then you have to rest on the particular. You have to be on the particular chord for some time. You could decide to use the Sus2 chord there. I think that's one of the popular way I know that you can use your Sus2 chord. So maybe the singer is talking, is about to sing. And now it's good, now using your Sus2 chord, it's good you use it and resolve. Use it and resolve on a particular chord so that it will come out, the beauty comes out better. So look, I play the Sus2 and resolve, Sus2, resolve. So maybe the singer is about to sing and is talking. Somebody praise the Lord. Are you ready to worship God today? As he's talking, you on the keyboard, you just get busy with your Sus chord. You can even play your Sus4 chord like this. Then Sus4, resolve. Then to Sus2, resolve. Sus2, resolve. Then Sus4. Yeah, especially when the song is a kind of rock song, you know, rock kind of song. Yeah. So maybe the person wants to sing a song like this. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. I'm still using Sus2. Open the eyes of my heart, Sus2. I want to see you. I want to see you. Sus2, resolve. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart, Sus2. I want to see you. I want to see you. See what I'm doing? Sus2, resolve. To see you highly lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Sus4, resolve. This Sus4. Da-da. You see what I did? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Sus4. See you highly lifted. So even on the 6th chord, I'm playing Sus2 resolve. You can, on the 5th one, you can try to play Sus4 resolve. Then. So you can see what I was doing. So on the 1 chord, I'm just playing the Sus2. Come back to the 1 chord. Sometimes even play the Sus4 resolve to the 1 chord, major chord. So that's the way you can use your Sus2 chord. All right. So I want to believe that you've learned something from this video. If you did learn something from this video, I'd like you to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not subscribed. And just in case you have any comment, any question in respect of this video, or any question at all, you can leave your comment at the comment section. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.